Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Madison. Welcome if you are new. If you are new here, I basically post a whole ton of different lifestyle videos, including fashion, lifestyle, health, wellness, equestrian, home, design, and now recently I am posting a bunch more bridal, wedding content. And today's video, I'm actually doing a fun video because if you haven't seen the title, we are engaged. And I mean, we've been engaged for some time now. I think just over almost like 5 months, which is so crazy. And I had posted on Instagram a little while ago to ask me all of your questions about engagement, wedding, things, etc. And you guys had a ton of questions, so I actually wrote them all down on my phone. There was a lot of them that repeated themselves, so I decided to just choose the ones that were kind of all different and separate. But before we get into the video, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me, as I've seen in my recent videos, because I'm getting more consistent with YouTube again, that a huge percentage of you watch the videos but don't subscribe. So if you subscribe, it would greatly help me out, and it would help the algorithm out, and it would push my videos again. And obviously I would like more people to see my videos if you're interested, of course. So yeah, it would mean the world. So now to get into the video, I am going to answer all your juicy questions. Now Stefan is not here because Stefan doesn't normally join me on my videos, so I'm going to be answering them to the best of my abilities. I mean, of course, I can't remember absolutely every single detail of every single tiny little thing that happened on the day / before and everything in between, but I'm just gonna do my absolute best and lay it all out. So grab yourselves a cup of coffee and bear with me for the next little bit while I get through all of the questions that you guys had. So first question, did he ask for permission first? So I'm assuming what this person meant, like, did he ask like my parents for permission before he proposed? So actually, in like a weird sense, like Stefan actually like never asked for my parents' permission first. My parents like weirdly like gave him permission before he even asked. My dad was like, oh, like, we love him, he's amazing, so like, you know, we have no issues with him. And it's not like that, my parents would have, we live together, but my dad was just like, you know, whenever he's ready to do it, you know. So my parents were just like, had given him permission before he even had to ask, so that was great. Next question, did you guys go ring shopping beforehand? So Stefan and I never actually went like in-person ring shopping. I think a lot of people do that just because like they don't really know what they want or what they're looking for, what like fits like their personality or their style. But Stefan kind of knew for a while, like, I'm a pretty classic and timeless person, so he did a little bit of like shopping online and kind of like showed me things, but I also had like a board where I would just like show him like, oh, I kind of like this, I kind of like this. So not really like shopping in the sense of like going in person, but I kind of showed him some like inspo of what I liked, and I did have a few different ideas of what I did like, and what I ended up with was like kind of like the main one that like design style that I kept on coming back to, which I will definitely show you guys. But yeah, so that's that. Can we see the ring? So I'll pop up a video on the screen here where you guys can see the ring a bit better. Okay, juicy question that I was asked more than one time, probably like 20 plus times. How many carats is my ring? My ring is 5 carats. Okay, how did I know what I wanted? I kind of already answered this, but I kind of knew what I wanted just from, you know, looking at classic designs and like what would stay in. Like, I don't really care what other people think if they're like, oh, that's so overdone, like that everybody has a ring like that. Personally, I just think like I'm not gonna go for something different because I want to like it for forever. So it's not something that I wanted to be like changing my mind on all the time, if that makes any sense. So I like the fact that it's timeless, it goes with everything, it's very simple, etc. Next question, would you ever want to upgrade your ring? I have no reason to upgrade my ring. I personally don't fully understand the concept of upgrading your ring after X amount of years. Like, go for it if you want to, but this was the ring he proposed with and this is the ring I'm sticking to. So I have no intention of ever upgrading my ring. How did he propose? Okay, so I guess this is a little bit of a story. Stefan proposed August 2nd, 2023. So it was like a beautiful, beautiful summer day. Him knowing full on well, like the person that I am and the person that he is and like how we are together as a couple. There was like, obviously, like I'm not a very, as much as I do like YouTube and Instagram, I'm not a very like public person to do like crazy public stunts. So there was no proposing in public. So he actually proposed in our backyard and we had like our string lights were on and he had flowers everywhere. Not like everywhere, but there was like a few flower bouquets and we had champagne and we just were actually just hanging out outside after eating dinner, which was kind of nice. It was super stunning. I know you're probably looking for more excitement than that, but honestly that was just perfect for me. And you know what, I love that it was very secluded. What was your initial reaction / initial feeling? So of course, like I would hope anybody, my initial reaction was like I was literally in shock, but at the same time I was like in tears, obviously in a good way. I mean, we'd been together for already like over 5 years at this point. We lived together, we have 2 dogs together. So as much as it was like you could see it coming, but it was also just like a fun shock and I was literally in tears. I don't think I've ever cried like that in my life. Like it was like the happiest like feeling ever. I think it's like the feeling that every little girl dreams of when they're, you know, either getting engaged or like getting married. It's like that really happy butterfly feeling. It's quite interesting. Okay, which leads me to my next question. Did you know it was coming? So I didn't like know exactly when it was coming because there's actually a funny story that Stefan had told me after all this had actually happened. So Stefan was actually anticipating on proposing earlier on in the summer when we were actually kind of like around like our 5-year dating anniversary mark. But what ended up happening was Stefan had got a ring made and produced and it ended up getting stolen when it was trying to get shipped here from the jeweler that was doing it. So yeah, so it was stolen. So he apparently had to go through this whole crazy process of getting a new ring, selecting a new diamond, getting a new ring made, etc., which is just like, I would not want to have to go through that because you have to think like he paid for it all up front, which is kind of easy. And to have it stolen is just like, you know, it would put a pit in my stomach. I personally don't know what I would do, but apparently they were pretty good about it and they ended up, luckily everything was insured because I don't know who wouldn't insure that kind of purchase, but all is good. And the second one came and it was perfect. Nothing was wrong, nothing, no, the box was not tampered, nothing. It was all good. Next question, was anyone there or was it in private? So I already answered this, so no one was there. It was just us two. And I think I preferred it that way. I don't think I would have loved if there was like a bunch of people around me witnessing that. Who was the first person we told once it happened? It actually was Stefan's older sister. I had already planned to go to like the Barbie movie viewing with his like entire family, and actually he wasn't coming, which was weird, that night. So we were going to pick her up and we just told her. So that's the first person that we told. Okay, here's like, I guess, a wedding question. Are we going to have a big or a small wedding? We are going to have the smallest possible wedding you can have. So it's actually just going to be Stefan and I. We're actually just eloping. We're doing two things. So we are eloping, just us two, And then we're also having like a very like nice dinner back here because we are not actually getting married in Canada. We are actually having a destination wedding, which I am not going to say where we're having that. If you guys have followed along on my Instagram, you may have figured out where our elopement is going to be, but otherwise I am keeping that a secret. You guys will find out honestly sooner than you think. As per what we're doing back here, we're just going to do where we hired a chef to come in and host a really nice like 6-course dinner, and it'll just be a nice little night where we get to just enjoy it with our immediate family. Are you hiring a wedding planner? Absolutely not. There's no like, we looked into it actually for the destination that we're going to just for an elopement, and just for an elopement the wedding planner was going to cost $4,000 when I've literally done, so I've actually already finished doing all the planning and sourcing of like flowers for my bouquet, photographers, where we're staying, the church we're getting married at, the pastor that's going to do the ceremony, like everything. I've already done all of it. I've already paid for it. It's done. I didn't need a planner to do that, and honestly that in one way was able to save us like a ton of money. Not that it was like overly egregious, but like there was just no need for us to spend $4,000 for somebody else to plan that when I am very capable of planning that. And also it's just us two, which we found quite crazy. Like I get it if you're planning like a very massive wedding, like totally go for it, but we're not. So, and like as per what we're doing back here at home, I've already also planned everything out. There's just a few last minute things that I literally cannot book until like a month or two away from the day, so I'm just gonna wait a little bit and then book those when I have it all scheduled in my phone, and then it all just, yeah. So everything else is done, from invitations, photographer, flowers, I have my dress, I have everything, so it's really not too much. How is the planning process going? As I just mentioned, the planning process is smoother for me only because we're not doing anything where there's going to be too many people involved. I would say that if you're having like a massive wedding, it's like way more involved and you have to think of more things. It's more costly. Obviously if you're having a massive wedding, you're having it at like a large venue, so you have to think of all the decor for that, and you have to think of all the seating and like so many more florals. Are you doing anything fun that, because it's an evening, right? Like it's a whole thing. So for me, easy. What do you want in a wedding band? So actually, from the video that I showed you with my ring, I'm actually not getting a wedding band because I'm actually just using the Cartier Love Band that Stefan bought me for our 2-year dating anniversary, and I'm just gonna engrave it with our wedding date on the inside eventually. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. We don't have a Cartier where we live, so I'm gonna have to like send it in, but that is my plan, just because I'm a very simple person and I do not need any like flashy bling or anything, and it's honestly way more special to me to do it this way. Okay, next question. Do you have a dress in mind? So I actually already have my dress and I love it. I might make a couple small adjustments to it, but you guys will see it. I also will be having a come try on wedding dresses with me video, because I did go to a few places to go try on dresses, and obviously none of them were the one I selected, because the one I selected I didn't even get to try on. So that video will be coming soon, but you guys get to see all the ones that I was very close to actually picking. And I think this is the last question. Is there anything that you're doing differently from what you initially thought your wedding would look like? So, fun fact, I initially thought that in my lifetime I would have this like massive wedding, so many people, and it would just be like the most fun party. Truth of the matter is, I am not that type of person, and I'm very introverted, and I am much happier just having my very simple night. And Stefan is also very happy with that, because with how much everything costs, and you know, me being so like type A, I'd be so worried that somebody's not having a good time, or like wanting somebody to make sure that everybody's enjoying the food, or it's just too much of a headache. So I'm much happier doing it the way we're doing it, and yeah, much different than what I initially thought, but you as an individual like grow from what you like initially think. And like honestly, like growing up, I was never the one like dreaming up of what my wedding would look like. I was just always thought it would be like big, but knowing me today, it's not big, and I'm much happier with this. So, but that is the end of the questions that I am going to answer, because there's just too many, and obviously this is kind of like a series. So this is part 1 of my bridal wedding series, so stay tuned for more planning. And obviously, because we are getting married abroad, there will be some vlogs happening as well, so obviously stay tuned for that. I'm going to be doing like makeup lessons, because I'm actually going to be doing my own makeup on this for this day, so praying that I'm going to be able to do all this myself. And my hair, I have to do my hair myself too, which I'm like decent at doing, and I kind of know what I want. But anyways, you guys just need to stay tuned for all the fun stuff. So don't forget to tune in and subscribe so you get notified when I post, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!